So, hi Virgo, Mary Ellen here, coming to you from Moonrise Cottage for your August 2020 reading. Heart and Soul, my guides are calling it lately. So, what I would love is if you would just take a look at these cards while I spin out a couple of announcements. I want you to focus on these images of something amazing happening. So, all the links for me are below. There are a lot of new subscribers here, and I'm very thrilled about that. Welcome, everybody, and welcome back to all the folks that have been with me all the time that I've been on YouTube. I really appreciate it. And I will be continuing the special pricing for a COVID-19 reading. I've slashed the price. My guys just said, bargain basement. Just because everybody's in crisis, or many of us are, I want you to be able to have a reading because a lot of people really need it. So I am in the process of planning 3 or 4 new offerings from my website. 2 of them will have to do with, my guides are talking, a specific type of very sacred astral travel meditation. One for beginners and one for intermediate folks. We just finished a 12-week session. And then there will be some things that will be rolling out over the rest of the summer, having to do with, my guides are calling it coursework, manifesting, and how do you take up and live a soul-informed life, because that's where we're all at. And clearly for you, Virgo, that's what we're going to talk about. So over the last couple of months, you've been through a very intense change process, and many of you have been walking away from something that was very toxic for you, very unhealthy. Might have been a job, might have been a relationship, some situation in your family, something like that. So we're going to talk about it today. Here's why. The reason that all that shift and change was happening for you is that you have been preparing to unlock the deep codes, the spiritual DNA that is within you. You are coming now into the time when you are accessing the sacred library that is encoded in your quantum energy, which my guides talk about a lot. So we are all here in order to serve the sacred turning, the experience that all humanity is having. And this is the perfect year for this to come rising up out of the deep. And you actually literally are emitting frequency into the world at large now, very definitely. Do not doubt your sacred experience. Do not doubt your sacred identity. Because as my guides always say, you are your purpose. It is not what you do or how you do it. It's the fact that it's your soul intention. Anyone who's here in these intense moments of shift and change, destruction and rebirth, for an entire year, cycles of it. We've come through the eclipse season. Now we have come through the new moon in Cancer. It was a very bumpy, difficult day for a lot of people. And in a few short days, we're going to be sailing through a full moon in Aquarius. And that's why you're coming forward. It's time. So if you don't know about whale medicine, go look it up on the internet, okay? I already said it. I already talked about it, but that's why. Look. So do you see the boat in the foreground of this picture? We see an experience where people are arriving on some kind of sacred shore. And, oh, pardon me, that's my telephone. My computer answers the phone. So we are arriving on a distant shore for a sacred convergence of a certain type, because our heart chakras are cracked open, the heart-mind chakra of the planet. We are grieving and we are coming together as a result of the shock and the grief and the things that cause us to pull together into the sacred place. And so people are arriving onto the shore, and then they walk on. Do you see how they're walking on into the portal of the universe? I want you to understand how profound this is for you this month in August. So while you do that, all indications are that this is going to be a very profound experience for you, Virgo. You've done the work, or this wouldn't be happening. My guides are talking about, they're saying last year. I think it started last summer. My guides started talking to Virgo about the way you were polishing the energy and spinning the disc and receiving the energy from Taurus and organizing it like a Virgo would, and then sending it off to Capricorn, who has Pluto in their first house. So the process has been going forward, and you have been sandwiched in the middle of it, and it has been polishing and spinning you, and it has brought to the surface. Okay, my guides are talking about a centrifuge, the way things separate out in a centrifuge. Now this energy has been separated. Immense amount of energy and power, the power to move forward, thank you Spirit, freely with no obstruction. We have Gemini in the North Node, and the energy that came from Cancer is in the atmosphere, and you are able to access this love energy, this quantum field of energy, both from the water element and the air element, Virgo. That's how much work you've been doing, and that's the place in which you've landed. Okay, it's intense. I could go on. I won't do it to you this month, but I could talk for a long time on that alone. So that's the theme of the reading from the Celtic wisdom that my guides want to speak about. That is the Queen of Art. She is the Queen of Cups, and she sits on the edge of the ocean on the shore with her cup. And my guides talking about, they're talking about the movie Whale Rider and what it is to sit there with your highly developed abilities of creativity to receive what is coming and to work with the fire of the universe, the sacred fire of creation. Do you see how you're sitting there enthroned in the triple spiral of shift and change, death and rebirth? Amazing. Truly. So my guides tell me, here's what they're saying to me. They want it to be like this. They want it to be like that. They want you to see it like that so that you can understand what it is that's rising up. So I'm going to leave it right like that on the table. So since that's what we're talking about, all those mystical things rising up from the deep now, some part of you has been released because you've released yourself from all the things that bring stress or that are toxic or that don't fit in your life. You're done wasting your energy on that. Here's why. You have a job to do. That's the Magician. Look. So my guys are talking about, the sacred male energy and the sacred feminine. Here's the thing. Look. I've got it backwards. As always, that's how it is on the table. All of you, all that's encoded within you, working together in a very symbiotic way, yin and yang. Right? Many of you are going to be entering into some very sacred relationship, and you are going to, like I just said, initiate each other into this energy. Your energies are going to join together, and you are going to be creating literal magic, because here's what my guides are saying. Because the only person that can really match the power of the sacred magician in this deck is the decider of will. Someone who has the same amount of will that you have, the same amount of polish, the same amount of accomplishment on a spiritual basis. That's why you work well together, because you are both stationed into yourselves, and in order to have a stable partnership, you each have to be stable and well developed in your own life and standing in your own circle. And it's from there that you look outward for a partner. Or someone shows up, or perhaps it's the magic that's within you that you are now able to wield because of the eagle medicine and the whale medicine that's coming forward. So prepare yourself to receive whatever it is that's coming. So on the human realm, look at that. Very interesting. That is a foundation card. It is the Six of Wands. It indicates a moment of victory. A new foundation. You've come through a rite of passage, Virgo. We all know. If you've been following my channel, you understand what I'm talking about. So here's this person. Again, you see the fire energy? The manifestation of the magician, my guides are saying, right? So this magic is coming forward. It's going to bring a new foundation with it. You have all the tools you need. Whoever, for some of you, clearly, this is about a love relationship. There's no doubt. Six of Wands, my guides call it the prince. The prince rides into the town square victorious and flowers in their hair and everybody's having a parade. And it's often, in tarot, it's often interpreted as victory in love. So we're talking about love energy across the planet. Certainly these indications are there for you, Virgo. Because you've done your work and you've released yourself from the thing that was not healthy, that was not properly attenuated to your energy, now you have created the ability for something new to come forward. So there's a new foundation in your ability, and there's certainly, for many of you, a new partner coming forward that has the same ability because they've been through their process, they've been through their rite of passage, they have all the tools they need, and they are able to look into the sacred void of the universe. And with the same amount of passion, the same amount of fire, create in concert with the universe that which is meant to come forward. Phenomenal. So, that's what's next. That's the Emperor. So, clearly, for some of you, there's somebody that's about to walk into your life that has the attributes that I just described. They are clear, they are solid, they are in command of themselves and their realm, so to speak. They have a sacred strategy in their own life that creates as much abundance as you do as the Queen of Queen of Cups. There's new growth coming. And, just to put a fine point on it, that's how it sits on my table. That's what's being created. And it's being created from the totality of your being. Many of you are about to meet a quantum partner. Someone's coming into your life. Clearly, we see it all over this reading, okay? So that is how it's going to play out on the human realm. And when that meeting happens, or when that energy, and just remember, my guides always say, just remember, this might not be a love relationship. This might, especially because of the oracle cards, this may be a quantum partnership in order to help the universe move the destiny of Earth into its correct station, which is this. It's a very sacred, very holy moment. And you have the ability to soar. You're taking flight, Virgo. You see the portal. The full moon is coming in Aquarius on the 3rd of August. My guides are saying both things are true. So you are the sacred goddess Coventina, who is able to work with the vessel and cause the energy to go through a sacred temperance and amalgamation process and bring forward what has been in process into solid form. So we are talking about you. We're potentially talking about a very energetically driven portal that you have access to, and that is created when this person or this situation comes forward. You are able to bring it into form. So I know many of you are working on your own being in order to attract a sacred mate. And if that has been your goal over the last year and a half or so, I believe sometime over the next 6 months, because this full moon is going to be in Aquarius, and it is going to bring forward, it's going to finish what has come before, and then start the process of the awakening, the opening, the creation, like an Aquarius energy set point will do. That's the bridge card. That's the energy set point that ties your human existence, which in and of itself is astoundingly exalted, This is the energy that ties your human existence to your soul and the intention that you had when you incarnated here. I'm getting all choked up because this is the card for Virgo. So my guides are saying they want to interrupt for a minute. So I'm just going to let them speak. So Virgo, they want to drive home the message that you are your purpose. And this is why. These are the illustrations that will help you understand why you are your purpose and why you must always they're saying words like attenuate yourself and attach yourself and ameliorate your existence, things like that. Just understand yourself. You are literally coming into the moments of a very high order of wisdom within you because you have the capacity to go very deep, like a whale, soar like an eagle, sacred vision, with the light that is in your analytical mind to help you understand and find answers. You are willing to do the work, and you have done it. And you've come into the full measure of your power now. This is the counselor of truth. You're not going to have any questions over the month of August. Just go deep inside and literally use your own energy to connect with the universe. It's happening automatically, but you can certainly engage in this consciously. And if you're having these experiences and you feel overwhelmed, come get a reading. It's only $40. This is the moment. I think it's why my guides inspired me to slash the price of the reading. So all that having been spoken, we're going to take a few minutes and look at the soul intention that you had when you came here as a soul entity. And it's interesting because they're saying entity and energy and entropy all at the same time. So there you are. Look at that. Another foundation card, 6 of battle, 6 of swords. You are moving on. And you are moving on in a way that is so complete. It is the totality of your soul that has been at work toward this awakening. It is why so many of you walked away from a situation or a relationship, because it was time. You didn't need it anymore. You learned what you needed to learn. It was time to release that person so they could go have their journey. All those things are true. Do you see how you've joined the tribe and the spirit realm stands in the background watching your development? See the other sword or the other spears coming in? You're moving away from all those things that were a disturbance. That was your soul intention, was to achieve this goal, and you've done it. You're on a very new foundation here in the earthly realm, but also as a soul being. Virgo, look how beautiful you are. Look at that. Do you see you're walking out? See if I can get the glare off it. Into the sacred bowl of all existence. Destiny turning. Your destiny has come forward. You are going back into the sacred bowl from which you emerged. Because you are now ready, because you're standing on this new spiritual foundation. You're finishing a cycle. It may be as large as a circuit. And when you finish a soul circuit, then your soul is made free. Some of you will not have to come back again to this place because you've mastered what you meant to master. Some of you are being healed and made free from the cycle so that you can go forward deeper into the circuit, if you understand. So a 0 point, a fabulous new beginning. That's the Fool card. Do you see the Kundalini awakening and going through the portal? A type of spiritual death and rebirth, and you just walk out, and your soul, you're here on this earth dreaming of this eventuality, and now is the moment. It has come. I'm getting all choked up. For those of you that don't know, I'm a Virgo, so I'm feeling it. I've been feeling it. I've been having these experiences. It has not been particularly easy, but I'm dedicated like a Virgo is, and I understand myself in this way. So that's the death card. So going back into the universe, I got to cover that up because YouTube's advertisers get a little freaked out. So that's a sacred Sheila Nagi. Do you see the shaman carrying the head across the portal? Look at that. Amazing, isn't it? So we're talking about literally death and rebirth on a spiritual basis, because this is on the level of your soul. There is something giant happening. I'm glad this is coming out before the full moon so that as many people as possible can see it. Make a ceremony for yourself. I certainly will be doing it. On the day of the full moon, understand what is happening for you, what is possible. This card in this deck is known as the Liberator of Devotion. It's particularly beautiful put in those terms, given everything else that has come out. And here's the outcome. Thinking about the sacred bowl of all existence and healing and returning to the place from which we came in order to collect what is there for us in this moment, because we have the ability and the vision to totally understand it, receive it thank you, Spirit, receive it into our beings and come into sacred convergence and carry this energy forward to help humanity. You will see the evidence of it. You will experience it in your own human existence, because it's why we're here. It helps us understand. And there it is. Look at that. The shaper of growth. Do you see the bowl? Filled with all the abundance that a soul could need for its journey. That's what this is. I'm getting all choked up now. So, the Sacred Mother, that's the Empress. Walking straight into the sacred power of the Empress, the most powerful point of manifestation here in this place that we walk is the Sacred Feminine, because all souls come here through us in one way or another. You have been encoded with all the bounty that you need to take this journey. Don't let it worry you. And if you're feeling a little timid about it, or you feel a little like the boat is rocking, just, I'm here, okay, if you need me. You got everything encoded within you, and you came into this place ready, willing, able, with all the gifts that you need in order to help you navigate your way through this lifetime. And you've come full circle. That's the outcome card. The shaper of growth. The sacred feminine of the universe. So let's pull for you from the runes for us. See what my guides have to say about this. Spirit, what is it we could know? One more notion, please. Some advice, perhaps. The symbol that we need to help us understand and navigate. Yeah, of course. That's the rune for opening. Okay. Let's just check with the book a little bit, because this is so deep and so intense. I want to make sure that I'm, the words that you're meant to hear are being given to you. That is my goal in the moment. So let's see. This represents the torch and light having come into your life. Absolutely. Okay. The torch. So this is the rune Kano. It's always backwards. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so the rune Kano is the rune of opening and renewed clarity, the dispelling of darkness that has been shrouding some part of your life, because you have been cloaked a little bit while you've been developing like a chrysalis, in a sense. You are free now to both receive gifts and to know the joy of non-attached giving. Kano is the rune for the morning of activities, for serious, clear intent and concentration, all of which are essential at the beginning of any new endeavor. This is one of the 13 cycle runes leading to sacred initiation. The protection of Kano is this: The more light you have, the better you can see what is trivial in your life and outmoded in your own conditioning. That's what causes you to be able to come through all the release and perhaps continuing in these moments while this new cycle comes forward. It naturally creates an ending. And we've got a full moon in Aquarius, which is perfectly queued up for us. So in relationships, there can now be a mutual opening up, which you may trigger and set in motion through your own awareness that the light of understanding is once again available to you both. Recognize that while on the one hand you are limited and dependent, on the other you exist at the perfect center where the harmonious and beneficent forces of the universe merge and radiate. That's why there's so much fire energy on the table. You are that center. You are your purpose. Don't ever doubt it again. It doesn't matter what you do in your life. It doesn't matter your station. What matters is the fact that you came here from the shimmering universe as a representative of a certain type of energy that was needed in this place. And you made the commitment to come here and carry it because it has a purpose. So simply put, if you've been operating in the dark, there is now enough light to see that the patient on the operating table is you. Wow, Virgo. Astounding. Thank you so much for being here with me, for being willing to put up with being a fussy Virgo. And on some level, our drive is always to bring that kind of brilliance, that kind of just magnificent order to the universe and to the world. It's not about being fussy. You and I know what it's really about. And now you're here in this moment where your energy gets to be in its full magnificence. So enjoy the month. I'm really looking forward to having these experiences. Please put some messages. Let me know what's going on. How is this playing out in your life? I'm always curious to know. So I suppose there is the ability now to, having come into your fullness, you now have the ability to actually entertain, to create, to enter into a sacred relationship with another being. And I know a lot of you have been working diligently on that. So enjoy the month. Smash the like button for me and let me know what's going on. I really want to hear it. Thanks, Virgo. I'll see you next month.